a podcast that empowers you to unleash your inner goddess and take the leap of faith to live your best life. Your guide, Karen Pulver, joins her fellow goddesses in soulful conversations about gratitude, personal growth, authentic living, and a bevy of topics affecting women today. Let's start the show with your host, Karen Pulver.
Welcome everybody. I love your moving, Amanda. I love that to our song. Welcome to Grateful Goddesses. It's Wednesday. It's the middle of the week. And it's a perfect time for you to join us just to talk about different things going on in our lives. And tonight we are welcoming back our goddess guides. We are welcoming back Michelle Marie and Tanys Coughlan. And they're going to be joining us in discussion and answering any of your questions that you might have with their oracle cards. So if you have a question, you can type it in the chat now. We will get to it in a few minutes, and we're going to be very excited to do that. If you're watching live on Facebook or LinkedIn and you would like to join us and have your questions answered, you can still join us. Just register at pulver.com under GGTV. It's free. You can join us in the live audience and you can have your questions answered as well. And of course, you can just sit back and watch on Facebook Live and LinkedIn too, if that's what you want, but then you won't get your questions answered. So welcome. We have Tanys. Hi, Tanys. How is everything going?
Good, thanks. Good. It's great to be here again. It's always great to see these lovely people.
We love having you. And here's Michelle. She's joining us too. Hi, Michelle. Awesome. She's coming on.
We're just coming from our own show. So we were having a technical issue. So
yes, you are coming from your show that you also do right before mine. Do you want to tell everyone a little bit about your show and how they can join in for that?
Sure. Actually, Michelle maybe would like to to fill you in on that. So, well, I'll tell you a little bit about it while she's getting herself sorted, maybe.
Yeah.
So we do it at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard. And we're on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, all of those platforms. Michelle and I do it, and we have a special guest every week. And so it's a lot of fun, and we answer your questions live. And we have oracle readers, we have intuitives come on, we have astrologers, and it's just a lot of fun. We have great energy of people that comes on and joins us, and
it's really a fun show. And I love that it's right before mine, and a lot of times I'll watch it and then I'll come onto mine. It's just like a nice 2 hours of just yumminess. I also wanted to tell people who are new to the show that both Tanys and Michelle do readings. If you like individual, consultation, you can reach out to them. They'll put their info in the chat. I've had many readings, many meetings, gatherings with both of them. Michelle gave, oh my gosh, Michelle, how long ago was it now? It feels like yesterday, but it was like 2 years ago, right?
It was something like that. Yeah. It was around the time Ask the Oracles came out, I believe. So
and I just knew about astrology, the sun signs, growing up. Just I'm a Scorpio and my husband's a Capricorn, and are we a good match? And are my friends, different things like that. But you really dove right in with teaching more about Vedic astrology. So it's really interesting for those of you who have never done it. Book a session with Michelle and book a session with Tanys. Tanys also helped me tremendously with creating boundaries, like actual energetic boundaries, which I never thought of before. So it's just incredible, both of them. So I wanted to talk with you both. I know, Michelle, you may have done this on your show just before, but can you tell us a little bit about what is going on astrologically now, like within this week's time in our world?
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm putting you on the spot.
I know. We today we do have what's called a Venus Rahu conjunction. Okay. So this would affect you because I believe your Lagna is in, because we kind of guessed your time. Your Lagna is in that particular
me personally.
Yeah, you personally.
Well, I had a weird day. I had a very weird day. I did not feel grounded at all today. And Tanys, I put on this ring with this stone you told me to get. I forget the name of it, the black stone, to try and ground myself. You're muted.
Black tourmaline?
Yes.
Yes, good.
Okay, so go
Very
ahead.
protective too.
Protective.
Oh, okay. Yes. So basically what that is, Venus and Rahu, which is the North Node in Vedic astrology, they're friends. So it's not, the worst energy. But what Rahu does is kind of amplify wherever he's placed. And this conjunction is taking place in Kritika Nakshatra. So even though Venus is guru to Rahu, meaning teacher, when they conjoin, it's not an easy energy. So that explains kind of the weirdness that you were feeling. It can bring kind of agitation and irritation to your creative endeavors, trying to get things done. And the best way to handle that is to just take a calm and balanced approach. Okay, that's the way it is with everything. People with the celebrities, I know Amanda's going to love this. Celebrities with this conjunction are Lady Gaga, Kris Jenner, and Doja Cat. So these are all people who are creatives. They think outside of the box because, Rahu is, he's a foreigner. He feels like he's different from the rest of the world. And Venus is how we approach our love, our relationships, our creativity. So these are all people that are, highly creative, out of the box kind of thinkers. And they tend to get in relationships that are a little different because that's just the way they think. And then on the 16th, which is tomorrow, we're going to have something called Mithuna Sankranti. And that's when the sun enters Gemini in the Vedic calendar. And so that can bring about a period of exploration and adventure and intellectual expression. You might find yourself kind of vacillating towards staying put or jumping into something new and exciting during this time. And know that this disconnect stems from like the newness of this earthly plane. That's kind of like, that's what Geminis are. They land here and they're like, yay, adventure time. Okay. So that's kind of the energy we can expect on more of a solar level. And then on the 18th, Mercury is going to enter Rohini. That is the planet of your communications, and Mercury thrives there. Okay. Because there you can use because it's a lunar ruled nakshatra, it's moon, it allows you to use both your mercurial intellect and your lunar intuition at the same time. So, the moon, it's ever changing, it's highly emotional. There's multiple cycles a month with the moon. So you can feel a little more sensitive during this transit when it comes to your communications. But Rohini is also the nakshatra of business people. So if there's a project you've been working on, this energy can help you move forward. And let me think, on the 21st, Sun is going to enter Ardra. And this is a little bit more of an unsettled energy because the ego is unsure of its desires and there could be some battles here. And Ardra is a little more difficult because it's ruled by Rudra, the god of storms. Tanys can tell you a little bit about her run-in with Rudra because she had an eclipse take place on her ascendant and he was ruled by Indra, which is storms and
a big storm,
lightning and fire. So she can give you a little
and no power for 9 days. Yes. It's crazy.
So there might be this is more of an intellectual thing. So you're basically being asked to kind of detach yourself from your memories, entanglements, things that are kind of holding back your ascension. And if you're feeling a little overwhelmed, kind of push through these things because you're going to emerge feeling a lot calmer and lighter once it moves through the nakshatra. It's kind of like the sun coming out of a thunderstorm, is what I tell people. And once you persevere and kind of get through the catastrophes like Tanys just went through, you can create a space for spirit to enter and kind of develop new ways of thinking and being after going through something like that. We've got a lot of energies coming our way, but those are the main ones. So.
No, thank you. I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but you're always, what I see your Facebook every day and you're always giving like a daily. So I figured that you would be on it and there you are. So thank you for that. We already have some questions that I think we'll start and then we can talk in between about some of the topics that I wanted to discuss tonight. So let's start with Amanda.
Sorry to interrupt, Karen, but I did actually pick a couple of cards for the collective.
Please, yes. Please, yes.
Because there was some things there. We're in a state of healing the past, like globally. Okay, as well as on an individual level. So there's a lot of ancestral and inner child healing going on. And the guides are just encouraging you to believe in magic. All right, because some people are going through really like that dark night of the soul, kind of transformational energy. So you just need to believe in the magic of that. It creates chaos to bring through change, and believe in the magic because it's going to exceed our expectations. See all that light? So that was it's very much like what Michelle was saying, right? We're going through those transitions.
So
and it's going
let
to
me
lead
ask
to
you
that.
this question then. Sorry, Amanda, we'll just pause for a minute because this leads into exactly what I wanted to ask. You know, as we know, there's so much going on in our world, and
Mhm.
there's just sadness and upset and, you know, the news, like I can't watch the news anymore, but then you want to be informed. So how do we protect our energy, our positive energy, while watching and hearing about all of this negativity going on, and also being like socially responsible and wanting to help with things that are going on? This is questions for both of you.
Mhm. Do you want me to go first?
Sure.
Michelle?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. so, um, so I would encourage people to see it as this transition period. So our human nature is that we're not going to change unless there's a little bit of chaos, right? If we're comfortable in what we're doing, we're not going to change. So we're going through a big change in our vibrational frequency on the earth, which is creating some chaos because we do need to evolve. We are at a stage as a humanity, and we're in this time where we need to transform some of the energy that's been happening because it's not as high vibration as where we're headed. And so for that transformation to happen, we see a lot of social issues coming up to the forefront, because when you have a lot of high vibration energy coming in, the only way to allow that in is to clear denser energies, right? So that's on a personal level as well as on the global level. So when you want to bring more energy in, you need to clear some of the dense stuff out so that you can bring the high vibration energy in. So to do that, you have to bring it to the light. And so how do we do that as a collective? We shed light on issues that have been happening. So that's where you find we've had like the Me Too movement, we've had the Black Lives Matter, all of those kinds of social issues. Those are just like, there's tons of examples of that stuff right now.
Yeah.
And it's all happening for a beautiful reason. It's to transform all of those underlying energies into a much lighter vibration. And so collectively, that is kind of what's happening in terms of the energy. In terms of what we can do individually to make a difference, take care of your own energy. If you take care of your own energy, one high vibration person can affect positively the energy of 25,000 people. I think it was Wayne Dyer that said that. So when you take care of your own energy, you work on your own inner healing stuff, you clear that dense stuff out for yourself and bring in more light, then you are helping, because we are all connected.
It's like a ripple effect.
It is.
Yeah.
And
That
we're all
makes sense.
connected to the collective.
Yeah.
So when one person is feeling down, we all feel that, right? So
Right.
we have to sort of help the whole collective by adding as much light as we can. You know?
Okay. Thank you. Michelle, did you want to add to that?
Oh, Tanys, you're right on point. Basically, we're in a time, the Vedic scriptures or the sciences call the Kali Yuga. This is the darkest age, the Iron Age, and the Kali Yuga is a time where the gross material prevails and the dissolution occurs. It's the time of Kali, who is a destroyer. Okay, after the Kali Yuga, we have something called the Satya Yuga, which is the golden age. It's the return of the deities. And this is both it's in the Christian books of Revelation. It's in other spiritualities of religions that we're going to go through a soul reset. And the soul reset is basically what Tanys is alluding to. It's going to bring in an energy that vibrates on such a high level that we literally have to destroy the darker, more what we call tamasic energies to make room for it. I do feel you. I do not watch the news. That's part of my self-care routine because I find it to be extremely, there's nothing I can do about it. The only thing that I can do is take care of me, take care of my community, take care of my family, and do what I can do to stay centered, to stay focused, and to be a support for others. And the only way that I can do that as if I'm practicing self-care. That is absolutely essential for everyone here and everyone in the audience. When you wake up in the morning until you go to bed, self-care needs to be on your mind, because we are in a very dark age, and everyone that is on your show, we're all light beings trying to make a difference in the world. And if you let the darkness in, it gets in the way. Okay,
it overpowers. Yeah.
It overpowers you. You start to feel the anxiety. You start to deal with the, more depressing aspects of things. And it's an energy drain. So doing things to, like, for instance, this is what I do. I wake up in the morning and I start doing mantras right away, especially if I've had a nightmare. Okay, that's part of my anxiety. So if I have a nightmare or anything like that, I take a little bit of tea and I calm my mind. And I have a calming Ayurvedic blend of tea that I use. So that's another self-care that I do. And then I do what's called yoga asanas. I move my body. I get it going. I get all the creaks and all the out. And after I'm done with my asanas, I do some breathing exercises. After the breathing exercises, I will do what's called a mantra or japa practice. And that is recitation of sacred sounds. And I look at sacred symbols while I do that. And then I meditate if I can a little bit. And I read some spiritual texts. And then I'm able to start my day not watching the news, not taking a bunch of caffeine, just from a place of stillness. And that is so key. Otherwise, you could enter the workplace or enter your relationships or friendships with an unbalanced energy. And if you're not balanced, if you're not grounded, you can attract some of the darker energies that we're seeing in the collective right now. And my husband, he said this the other day. I said, you need to stop watching the news. And he goes, it's like watching the toilet flush itself. He goes, it's always been there, but it needed to be flushed. So I thought that was an interesting way of putting it. We're flushing the toilet.
The rituals are beautiful. And okay, I want to get to the questions because I don't mean to be like, but I just know my husband's on here. He gets out of bed and like rushes to work. So someone like that, sorry to put you on the spot, honey, but like there's lots of people like that. Like they get up, even if they get up earlier, sure, you can incorporate some rituals, but a lot of times it's realistically not like that. So they get up and go. So maybe we can think about helping those individuals that I don't know if it's that they don't have the time or want to have the time, or how can they try and make those little rituals happen, perhaps?
Don't watch as much TV, because in America, we tend to watch more TV than any other culture. And especially with Netflix and Hulu and all the things that we have now. So take out some of that TV time, especially at night, because then you can get up earlier and do this.
That's true. That's true. Okay, Amanda, let's unmute you. You've been very patient. What is your question?
I just kind of wanted to know if they could pick a card, I guess, about for the next 3 months. And in that time, I'm turning 55. So it's a big birthday or a little birthday. They kind of feel like I'm turning into 2 5-year-olds. But these ladies
are great numbers, though. They're great numbers.
So I'm just happy to be alive. I mean, if you know anything about me, I'm happy to, birthdays are a little weird for me. And before that, I have to go through my brother's yard site. Like my brother died in July. So just kind of, how do I get through June, July, and August? Or what do you see for June, July, and August? How can I be my highest vibration, I guess?
Well, first of all, thank you for joining us. I'm glad that you're here because we've missed you.
God is power. I mean, I've been here before, so I'm not going to miss it.
Okay, well, I did pull some cards for you, Amanda, and I'm using the Creativity Oracle. And I learned this method from Jeff Pulver. I call it the Pulver method.
Yeah.
So I pulled these 3 cards for you, and it's passion, share, and sacred space. That's the energy for the upcoming year, okay? And I know you're a highly passionate person. I'm getting a lot of Leo energy. And it will take passion for you to push through your self-criticism and get to a place of confidence, okay? And then I got share. to help make progress, it's a good idea to share what you have and what you care about. So share your passion with the world. And I know you are a very passionate, beautiful person. And then you need to create a sacred space for yourself. That's key for kind of coming down from going out and doing all of these things for the collective. Use beautiful art, music, and creativity of all kinds to put you in that sacred space. I know that you're very visual, that you create a lot of beautiful things around you to kind of help you visualize and manifest and those things, because what that's going to bring forth is abundance. At the 3 of Fire, this is the 3 of Wands. Abundance, things look very good. Have patience at this time and make long-term plans. Okay.
Okay, Lauren, are you listening? Okay, I'm just wanted to make sure you're at least hearing this so I don't have to tell you what happened during Grateful Goddesses.
Okay.
Okay. You can't share.
Sorry, Paul, just go on. Sorry.
So I picked a couple as well, and I've got healing the past. So this is how you're going to make it through the next little bit. All right. Doing some healing work. And that's the family part. Okay. Doing your healing work, because once you do that, you're going to be embarking on this brand new adventure. Right. With beautiful, I love the colors in here, right? There's a lot of love in this adventure, love and light. You're bringing love and light, and you're making a huge difference. Okay. And also you tap into your intuition, because see the lips there? That's like that spiritual communication piece. This is my spiritual communication card. Okay. Mm-hmm. And star for success. That's sticking out for me on this card for you as well. All right. So just past healing will lead to new adventure and making a difference.
Wow. And thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Everybody, for being here. And if you're watching virtually, Grateful Goddesses is a place to, thank you. I can't even go there right now, because if you knew what my questions were an hour ago, and then thank you both. Thank you all three. I can't. I'm speechless. I'm speechless.
I'm glad that you joined us tonight. And yes, you are a regular. Yes, and love having you. And thank you for coming and for sharing. Rochelle, welcome back. Let's unmute Rochelle. This is about your business. You're in a plateau, huh?
Oh gosh, yes. It's really, I'm in a rut and I'm in a plateau. And there's also a person that I'm sort of on the peripheral that I've done some work with, by a person by the name of Arfine. And he's got this program. So I'd love to do global group coaching. Does that seem in my cards? Doesn't seem in my cards, because I'm having such a hard time even getting started to even promote it, do anything about it. I'm just being so stuck in business, so it's a little frustrating.
Shall I jump in, Michelle? Is that
Go
okay?
ahead. Oh, we're gonna fly.
You need to look deeper. There's something you need to look deeper into.
What do you mean by that? Go ahead.
You are launching your journey, okay? But there's something deeper that is hidden from you at the moment that you need to look at. So let's ask them what that is, because that seems a little bit.
It's very vague.
You need to stand your ground. So there's something, and grounding I'm getting on it too. So there's something. So there's something the guides are trying to tell you that's underneath what you've been doing. So this program that you're taking, is it right for you?
There's a program that I've been working with him, and then he wants to bring this to the US, and I would be a good person to do that with, but I would want to use his program, almost like licensing it, and do group coaching programs with that, and even do global. I'd love to have a global group coaching program. Okay. So I've always struggled with marketing. So do I go full speed ahead in marketing or not? Why am I resisting it? Or why is it such a struggle for me? So anything around that would be so helpful.
You need to look inside, because there's something about it. There's I'm feeling like there's this, I can't put my finger on it, but there's like an related to it. And I'm not sure if it's something you know about it or not, because we got the look deeper card. So do you know this guy?
Yeah, I have. I mean, I don't know him day to day, but I do know him. So you don't think he's a good? He's
Well,
not
I'm not
trusted.
saying that. I'm not saying that. I just, there's something about it that's not quite resonating with you. I
I don't
that you
trust him because he's very hard to connect with. He's hard to connect, so I feel very ignored.
okay, so that's where your block is. Because there's something that you need to look into to get past that. So I got the Simplify Your Life card,
Simplify my life.
mhm,
I
which is
think I-
about releasing clutter. And it's not necessarily about physical, but it could be, but also about releasing that mental clutter so that you get clarity to move forward, because you do have a set path and you're right at the door. You're opening that. And if you guys can see that, you see it's
I
standing right
do
at
have
that
a lot
door.
of clutter, and I have a hard time with it because because having my business and my apartment in like New York, the concept of space is a hallucination. So there is a hallucination.
I was
So
just there, Rochelle. Yes, I know. Like the hotel rooms are like this well.
you get the hotel. I mean, like I live in a studio apartment, and then I have like my business here, and so
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
So there is a
there's
lot of
something around
clutter, and
that.
I've always, I mean, how do I get rid of the, how do I start with that, with the clutter? Because I've tried it 1,000 times and I don't seem, it's like I go to bed, I put one piece of paper on my table and I wake up, there's 37. So I don't know how that happens.
You need to tell those little house elves to stop playing with your
Something.
stuff. Yeah. I think that there's some inner healing to do, because that's going to give you clarity on the coaching, whether it's resonating with you or not. And it's going to give you clarity on the other, because that's usually a mental clutter thing. So when you can, if you have physical clutter, it's usually a symptom of mental clutter. So if you can start to weed out those thoughts, and it's spending some time in meditation and asking the guides, because you're very intuitive and you just need to listen, right?
So in
they
other words,
will-
meditate and ask the guides, what's my next step?
Yeah.
Thank you.
because they want you to do that. They don't want to tell me exactly. They want you to do it, because there's something about it for your spiritual journey, and it's going to give you more confidence and more self-empowerment for you to do the meditation and let them guide you, because there's some healing that they're going to impart to you. There's some downloads that they want to give you. So you need to just give them the space to receive the downloads that they want to give you. Okay.
Thank you.
We've talked before about that, about just asking guides for help. They're there to help you, and just ask and they'll, help you out.
Yep.
Michelle?
Well, Tana says you can't make this stuff up. I got Virgo and Cancer from the Karma cards. Virgo is all about perfectionism. It's all about getting to the details of things. It's all about making those lists, prioritizing. It literally says on the card, getting into the details of analyzing methodologies. It's a very cut and dry, let's get things done. Let's create some methodologies to get my projects done sign. And then I got Cancer. Cancer's the home. You need to reorganize your home environment into something that it's going to work a little bit more. I'm getting that there's a block in the flow. Okay. Because Cancer represents the home. And that's going to help you out emotionally as well. It's going to help a little bit with the anxiety, because I'm getting a little bit of that. Okay. And then as far as the sky goes, I did the Pulver method again, and I got direction, share, and beliefs. Okay. Now, direction, switch gears, reboot. Okay. Try a new and different direction, because this is not the right way. Okay. It's not supported by spirit. And I said, okay, so what's next? Share. Choose to help you make progress. It's a good idea to share what you have and what you care about. Again, I got that Cancer card. So come from your heart, and instead of your head when making this decision. Okay. And that's going to help you move forward, because I got beliefs. We all have certain beliefs that can help us or can trap us and keep us from moving forward to our creative solutions. This is where the block is. Okay. So that's why this new direction, the energy I got very strongly was, this is not the right direction for you. And Tanys just confirmed that. Okay. Yeah. So reboot. All right. Share your beliefs, and you're going to get right back on track. But like she said, clear out your space a little bit unblock that.
Right.
Allow it
So
to
you
flow.
think this, like this Orphine person is not the right direction for me? It's coming up that that's not the correct direction.
No, yeah, it says to literally reboot, go another direction.
And the beliefs thing, you don't share the same beliefs as him.
No,
And that's
you
part of the
don't.
block with it.
Interesting.
You're coming from two different belief systems, and it's very difficult to collaborate on a project when you're basically coming from two different perspectives. Okay, so yeah, and then again, share what you care about, and the sharing will attract the right people to collaborate, because then you'll be able to see that things are going to be able to flow a lot smoother, and you're not going to be struggling to try to get your ideas and your thoughts across to this other person.
Does a person by the name of David show up? Anything around that person? Good, bad, indifferent? Just David,
David.
please. You're so helpful. I can't even begin to tell you. This is like an answer to a prayer.
I got soul, reflection, independent, awareness, spiritual, withdrawal, retreat.
So what does that mean? Good, bad, or indifferent?
It's more of a descriptor. Does that describe David?
Say that again.
Spiritual, reflection, awareness, independent,
Retreat.
retreat.
That's someone with a strong willpower.
Yeah.
Okay, and the energy is use your willpower to bravely overcome thoughts of compromise and defeat. So when you are, that's the David energy, but what I'm getting for you from spirit is that that's how you need to kind of move forward with your communications in order to create successful projects and move forward and allow things to flow. Have more willpower, like really speak up for yourself.
Yeah.
You're compromising.
It
too
sounds
much.
like this is resonating with you, like big time.
You're compromising too much.
That's the standing firm card we
Yeah.
had, Rochelle.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you
I
so
love to
much.
see. I love to see like the reactions. That's the best. It's so much fun watching you guys, like just to see people's reactions. So Elliot, you've been so patient. You raised your hand a while ago. It's your turn. You have to unmute. Okay.
Good to go. Anyway, I'm really enjoying this. Michelle, by the way, I'm not reading cards, but I want to let you know by my experiences in life, when in doubt, do without. If it ain't in the gut feeling, it ain't going to happen. In any event, with reference to myself, in the beginning of the show, we were talking about magic. I always believed in the magic in ourselves, and I just have to tell you quickly, last night, I live on the ocean, right on the ocean. And last night, the moon, I can actually touch it. It was so big and magical that I had to call my wife at 1 a.m. and we spent 2.5 hours here just sitting and watching the moon. I've never seen a moon like that. And I knew from that point that there's a great spirit around us, around the world. Now, as you mentioned, you listen to the news, and you're not into that cycle. But I do. And I'm an Aquarian, and I'm spinning around the world constantly. And I've never gotten into the cards. I'm in love with Jeff. I do the oracles, but I'm not in love with the cards. I can tell you, but I'm going to give you a shot.
All right.
Here tonight on Grateful Goddesses. Okay.
That's right.
Because you're in a safe space.
I love Karen. Karen has a spirit around her that attracts a magnitude of people that haven't even met her yet. But in any event,
You're sweet.
I would like to.
You're in a great space. I can't wait to see and hear. Go ahead.
I have a couple of projects that I've been working on that's been in the can because of the whole thing that's been going on in the world. And I was wondering where I stand right now.
I got a really good card for you, Elliot.
Oh,
so
no.
I know you don't like the cards,
I hope
but the cards like
not,
you.
I hope it's not the Joker.
Aries.
Oh,
Aries
What?
is new. Aries.
I'm an
roads are
Aquarian.
clear,
Be
move
very
forward.
careful.
This is Aries it's ruled by Mars. Lots of energy, planting new seeds. This is the sign of spring. Winter is over. You can finally move forward with these projects. Aries is the pioneer. Okay. So this is excellent energy for you. There's going to be some challenges along the way, but you're going to be able to meet them and conquer them. Okay, that's excellent, excellent news, because I went and I did, again, the polar method, and I got evolve, dream, and visualize. Okay, now you just mentioned seeing the moon, and look at the card right there. Big, beautiful moon. Okay, that's the dream card. And then I also have the moon here in this card. All of these cards represent you dreaming, visualizing, going out, seeing the moon, allowing that energy to just flow through you, because your creative ideas are going to evolve out of the invisible and profound nothingness of proverbial consciousness. That's the evolve card. Okay, lots of great downloads are coming your way. And visualize. Pay attention to the visualizations in your environment. When we develop our abilities to visualize, we manifest the maximum influence and experience on our reality. Or visualizations can bring forth your manifestations. Whenever you tell a story, I can see it like a movie running in my head. You're a very good storyteller. And you're very good at helping others visualize what you're seeing and what you're saying. And that's really going to help you move forward with these projects, because you'll be able to take the things that are going on in your head and successfully transmute them into others' minds as well. Because I got dream. Connect to your intuitive dream world of metaphors and symbols. These are all going to help you move forward. You do have a gift of story.
I'm a good bullshitter.
No, you do. You have a very, like, I think you were telling a story the other day about, it was like the Berlin Wall and the birds, and we were praying and the Torah came out, and it was like, I could see the birds. I could see him opening the Torah. I could see all of it. And it was such a great story. So I have that's your gift. That's going to help you communicate with others moving forward, and the roads are clear. That's what I got.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I got renewing your life. So this project is going to have a renewed life as you move forward. So there's some barriers that are breaking down at the moment, and there's going to be some light shining in. Okay, see here, there's new growth. So the project is going to take on new growth as you go forward. Okay, you just need to follow your bliss. You'll see here, you've got the moon in this card as well, right? You're way more intuitive than I think you even realize, Elliot. Okay, tap into that, because you've got a lot of ancient wisdom in there that's dying to come out. Okay, and I got another one for heart's desire. Tap into what your heart's desire. This project will likely lead to some travel, or some travel will help you to renew the project, and it's going to lead to infinite abundance. So definitely a successful project. This renewed, see how bright this card is? It's going to really lighten up as you go forward. Okay, so you're bringing lots of light to this project, and light can also be seen as ideas and creative juices and all of that stuff, which I feel as well is all part of that.
You know, it's interesting you talk about light. In the Jewish religion, most women light candles on Friday night to bring in the Sabbath, and there's no law doing that. It's just a custom, and it brings a peaceful thing, the light, to watch the light. But the way God looks at it is a little different. The first time the light is lighting the candles is a specific time, sundown. Now, the first sundown starts in Australia, and slowly the globe is turning. And within a 24-hour period, God is watching all these different lights lighting up in these Jewish homes or non-Jewish homes. And then 24 hours later, there's more lights shining. So that light is something. When I wake up in the morning, spirituality, I thank God for returning my soul, because I don't know where I was last night. When we sleep, we don't know where we are.
Yeah, we're astral traveling.
And when I go in the morning, I get up and I go shower, and I let the water hit my face, and I feel alive. And every pingle hits me. It wakes me up. And every day is a new beginning, a magical new beginning. And I thank both of you, and I thank Karen. And this is great.
How do you feel about this first reading that
I think that she narrowed it on. I'm a great bullshitter, and that's how I get fundraising and get the development and get people to give their money for good organizations.
You're going to have to get back to us after this project launches. That right? And tell us what's happened.
No.
No.
And this, the way you speak, Elliot, it speaks to this, the ancient wisdom.
Yeah.
Right. The way you speak, the way you describe things, you're bringing through that ancient wisdom with the way you speak about things. That spiritual nature is that ancient wisdom.
That's
when I was a young boy of 25, I went to not a palm reader, but this man was in the old Jewish quarter in the old city, an old man, white hair. And he used to read the forehead, the lines on the forehead.
Oh, yeah, you told us this before.
Yeah, and you walk in, and what he does is he lets you know of things that only you know about, to let you know that he's real. And then he tells you things that you could do to make yourself better. So I was just wondering, when they're reading the cards, if you see a bad card, will you tell a person about that bad card?
Yes.
Yeah.
But we do so in a place of love. So if we see something negative, or if we see something coming their way,
scary. If you see something scary.
For instance, this just happened. I had a client who, because I'm an astrologer, her lunar eclipse was happening directly on her moon. And I said, I know that your mother is older, so you're really going to have to spend extra time with her, call her, check up on her, and, just make sure mom's okay during the next week. Okay. Just, spend extra time with mom. And if she complains or does anything, just take it very seriously. And she's like, okay. That week, her mother got a blood clot and had to be rushed to the hospital.
Wow.
So I'm not going to, you don't say, oh, your mother's going to get a blood clot and go to the hospital. She might die. You don't say that. That's terrible.
Yeah.
What you say
It's using discernment.
is you come from.
But did you see that?
Well, it was in her chart, and I saw that her mother was going to have a health problem.
Right.
A health problem, but you didn't know for sure if it was a clot or anything.
I was not positive that it was a clot in the leg. No, she told me that afterwards. But her chart showed me that there was going to be a health scare with mom. And I said, if your mother's complaining about discomfort or anything like that, which she says, oh, she's always complaining about discomfort. I'm like, this is a little different. You're going to take her in. So that's just one example. I did the same thing with Tanys. I said, secure your base, because a solar eclipse is right over to go over. It's going to go over your ascendant.
Yeah, you've told, I've witnessed you tell people, both of you will tell people things like of warnings or precautions or take extra care, all that kind of stuff. Lauren has a question.
Okay.
Wow, Lauren. Wow.
Go ahead, Lauren. No, you're muted. Do I have to unmute you?
No.
You're in charge. Go ahead.
Hi there. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Good to see you. It's good to see you. It's good to see everybody. All right. So I don't usually do this, but
I know.
I don't even know how I put it before. I just need to know about the now. Like what my life is upside down and backwards still and always, and there's so much happening and so many different pieces that need my attention, and I feel frozen. Instead of doing any of it, I'm sort of like, okay, I could stare at the TV or I can watch the dogs. So
do you get paralyzed, sort of?
I do, and then I'll do one thing, and then I was like, okay, did that one thing, now I can do nothing again.
Yeah.
But I'm not the kind of person who can really just sit and do nothing, because it makes me crazy, because then my brain is spinning and then I don't know who to listen to. So help.
Let's see what they have to say.
I did pull some cards from the Creativity Oracle. I'm just getting some self-care ones out here, because you need self-care based on the cards I just pulled.
Got
Everybody
it.
needs self-care, but these are some special cards just for you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so I did the famous Pulver method. I love this method of reading the Creativity Oracle. And it's insight, perfectionism, and time. Don't
Okay.
worry about you are being a little bit too perfectionistic moving forward. Okay, insights: see beyond appearances, masks, cliches, and cultural stereotypes to gain insights, because insights will be coming your way. Be content to know that perfection is a distant utopian goal, which we journey but never arrive to. Okay, the perfectionism piece is what is really causing the anxiety and some of um, the emotions behind this. Okay, just go with it, go with the flow. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You know, just be flexible. Okay, because I got time. You only have so much time in the day. Time is seen as both linear and spiral. Circle back to explore concepts from the past to create a future. What I just got was that you have all of the skills in your wheelhouse to be successful moving forward. Okay, you have the insights, but you're a little low on time. And the reason you're too low on time is that you're working on things, you're trying to make them too perfect. Okay, so your time is more important, because if you don't have the time to do it, it doesn't happen. Okay, so that's the main energy. All right. And then I got, okay, Venus, you rule with your heart. That's literally behind you. So you know, cherish and enjoy the people around you, make time for them, because that's good for you and for your self-care. Okay. Really focus on that heart chakra is what I'm getting from the guides. Okay, because that is the most beautiful and bright part of you. I'm looking at your aura, and it's mostly green, which means that you are ruling with your anahata, with your heart. Okay, which is a very beautiful thing. That's what Venus rules. All right. And then I got some self-care cards for you, because this is very important for you. The first thing I got was, because you are an empath, you need to clear your energy field. Get some sage out, clear your energy field, make sure to open a window so that they get out. Like, I had all my windows closed the first time I did it, and I just had a lot of really angry spirits in my house. Like, that was years and years ago, but I called her up and I'm like, they're not gone, they're just mad. She's like, did you open a window? I'm like, no. Oh, open a window. Okay. And then I light incense afterwards. I close the window, and then I do special prayers or mantras. So a prayer, like Elliot mentioned, lighting a candle and praying, that's something that you can do to just renew the energy. Because once you get the icky energy out, you can invite all of that wonderful God energy in, all that angelic, wonderful energy. I did get that you do need some sense of alone time in nature. Going out on the beach, water is very important. You need to get near water. Okay. That's where you're going to feel grounded and just kind of, you know, get all those positive ions going. Okay. Yeah, that's the main thing. And you can see she's just at peace. All right. Yep. And then the main thing I got, which was a little weird, I very rarely pull this card, is you need to do a burning bowl ritual.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know what that is.
Yes, you do.
Yes, I do.
These are things you need to let go.
We have spoken about it.
Is that when you put your what you want to get rid of on paper and burn it?
Yes, we have spoken about that.
This a little bit closer.
We certainly have.
It says let it go on her little piece of paper there. Mm-hmm. Okay. This is really going to help you release things, so that you that's where the perfectionism is coming from. Is there's a little voice back there that isn't yours, and it needs to burn.
Oh yeah.
Literally.
Good.
Okay.
That would be good.
You need to burn that little voice. Okay. So that's what I recommend for you moving forward. I hope that was helpful, Lauren.
Oh, it's very helpful. Thank you. And it's true. The beach is my centering place, so I need to get there.
And I'm smelling sage.
You are
burning sage. So
burning sage.
Doing some smudging around your house.
So where do you get the right sage from?
Like, you can get it
from Tanys.
Yes, I can.
Something like this, right?
Yeah.
You can get those at spiritual shops.
You know, I have this I wanted to ask you about. This is a sage smoke energy cleansing candle.
Mm-hmm. You can do that.
It smells so good. And it says, I would like to welcome, and you write what you want to welcome in. And you're supposed to, you know, in lieu of what is being released, I would like to welcome, and then you light it.
Mm-hmm. The thing with that is it's not quite as much smoke. So when you actually burn sage, you watch the sage to know whether the energy's cleared. Because when you first light the sage, the smoke actually does this.
Mhm.
And you leave it in that spot and it'll start to go up in a single stream. So when it's doing this, it's like hitting the denser energy that you're trying to clear. So then as it starts to do this, it starts to go up in this, in a stream.
In a stream.
And
You know,
that's when
Tanys
there's no more
helped me.
energy stuff.
Tanys helped me. We were FaceTiming, I think, or something, and you were showing me how to do it. I think next time we should do that, and you walk around and show us how to do it.
Sure.
We'll all get our sage and learn how to do it.
Sure. I did pick a couple of cards for you, Lauren, as well. First one is accepting what is. Right? And starting fresh.
Hard.
And the other thing to notice about this is these are both in circles. So for me, that stuck out. Circles represent ground or earth. So really earthing yourself, right? So do some earthing, like go out and put your feet in the
dirt.
Bare feet in the dirt is going to help you. Know that you're making a difference, right? That this is also my spiritual communication card, right? So listen to your guides. I think there's some tapping in to do there. You will emerge into grace. This is your reassurance. You will be emerging into grace. And then I asked what could help you. Acceptance, meditation, and organic foods. So looking at your diet, this isn't always just organic foods. I would say looking at your diet, and there's something there that you can tweak a little bit that's going to give you more energy. And know that meditation doesn't have to be a long thing. It can be short little intervals. So you were asking earlier about what people can do that don't have a lot of time in the morning, Karen. I would say, it would be even if you sit and you take 3 big deep breaths when you first get it.
Right.
And you picture energy coming down through your
Everyone
crown
can
chakra.
breathe. Everyone can breathe. This is not something that needs so much time. Yeah.
And you just vision light coming down through your crown chakra, all the way down through your body and into the earth, and then ground yourself in the earth. Wrapping that cord around the central core of the earth. Takes like less than a minute. You can do it really quickly. Makes a huge difference starting the day. So that's what I do first thing. I do my routine, my whole ritual and everything. I do that at night so that I sleep better. So it really depends on who you are. But starting the day off with 3 big deep breaths and grounding yourself and bringing in light. And that's an easy thing to start with for you, Lauren. So if you need help, let me know.
I will. I promise.
I'm thinking of all these shows coming up that we're going to do little lessons in. That might be one of them. Lauren, is that helpful to you?
Very helpful. Thank you so much.
So we have just 5 more minutes, but Shauna, welcome to Grateful Goddesses. This is interesting. She said that the email kept showing up, so she felt she needed to come. So welcome to Grateful Goddesses. We have a show every Wednesday, different speakers, different guests, and different perspectives on life. And what is your question tonight? Whoops. Sorry, unmute. I didn't do it. Lauren, we have to unmute her. You able? She's here. We have to get her question in. I can read it too if we can't unmute her. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
I kept pressing it. Yes. So hello everyone. This is my second time. Every time, first time and now, I just feel a lot of love surrounding and everyone trying to help each other. And I think it's wonderful. And I was taking notes. But my question is, so we were talking about morning rituals and all these great ideas, but I'm basically, I joke, but I honestly am living 3 lives because I work from home. So I'm taking care of the house. I'm working from home. I'm taking care of the kids. I'm dinner prepping during lunch. And I just, and I'm just I feel all over the place. I don't feel the grounded chakras like you were talking. And just wondering, like, am I going to burn out? Or like, I don't know if the cards can tell me like what direction I'm heading. And because it will start deteriorating my health if I don't slow down. And I know
one that came out is stepping into stillness.
blow out. I'm not surprised.
Sorry, go ahead, Michelle.
Oh no, that's perfect, because I got the seeker. This is really going to help you prioritize what you're doing, because there are things you need to let go of, responsibilities. You're doing too much. Okay. The meaning of life is to seek ways to give your life meaning, doing so with gratitude, patience, and compassion for both for others and yourself. Okay. So focus on the things that give your life meaning rather than the things that are draining you. If there are responsibilities, start to share those responsibilities with others. Do not be afraid to ask for help, because I got the 11th house. The 11th house is all about finding and connecting with your tribe. And when I picked this card, I literally got an image of you surrounded by supportive women. You need a better support system in your life. People that you can really bounce your ideas off, making time for your tribe, so to speak, because they can really help you through a lot of the just overexertion that you're going through. Okay. Yeah. We live in a culture now where, women have more responsibilities than ever, and there's an imbalance going on. So connecting with other women and, just saying, okay, well, how do you do this? How do you do that? And maybe they can give you some advice or some encouragement, or just, the energy to deal with things on a more constructive level. Okay. But I'm getting that connecting with women is very important for you. I went immediately to my self-care oracle the moment that you popped up on screen, because I'm like, this woman needs to practice self-care. Okay, Shauna,
I'm having
get a
bad
massage. You are, yeah, I got like, I'm getting kind of cricky pains, and like,
Oh,
my
yes,
back's
yes.
a little, oh yeah, yeah. And I'm just like, oh man, I'm in pain. And so what that tells me is you need to go and schedule a massage, get one done. You see, getting the neck done, the lower back done, the hip done, just get in alignment, work on those areas, because that's really going to help you just ground you, because you mentioned your Muladhara, and a lot of that is because you're experiencing pain. Okay, you need to take care of that stat. All right, getting a massage, make time for that. Drink tea.
That's the problem. Time.
You need to make time for you. That's the thing moving forward, and that's setting healthy boundaries with other people. I also got drink tea. If you're drinking a lot of caffeine or coffee, it's not going to help you with sleep. It's not going to help you throughout the day. Okay. I know everyone has to get up and have their coffee, but drinking tea, this card tells me that you need to calm yourself. If you come from a very calm place, you're going to be able to stand up for yourself and set those boundaries a lot more. Because what this tells me is, if you're overburdened by responsibilities, you're taking care of people in ways where they need to take care of themselves, or invite people in to help you take care of you, because that's where I got the tribe card. It takes a village, and you're not the whole village. Okay. You're not all the stores on Main Street, even though that's the responsibilities that have been put on your plate. You can take them off your plate. If they don't get done, they don't get done. If they if they're lying there and someone sees that there need to be done, then you found the person that can step up and take up that responsibility. But know that you are not responsible for the happiness or welfare of others in the way that you're currently viewing it. Okay, because I got intuition. Once you start practicing self-care, your intuition is going to explode. You are going to start really tapping into the spiritual side of yourself, because you're not going to be tired and exhausted and in pain and without time at the end of the day. It's very important for you to take time to do this. Okay. And I know you're like, I don't have time. You can make time by setting boundaries. I know, because I was there. So was Tanys. We both had major burnouts in our lives because we were doing too much for other people in ways that they should have been doing these things for themselves.
Yes. Me too. I've raised 3 now young adults. And I mean, Lauren's, I think as mothers, I know for me, I have that too, where everything has to be just right, just perfect, just this, that. And after a while, I'm like, okay, you're eating frozen pizza for dinner. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's not every single night, but then, you can go to bed early or whatever, get that massage. Or sometimes too, there's places like, if you get your nails done, there's like, you don't need to go for a full out hour massage, but you can go and just get a 10-minute, they have chairs in places and stuff.
Wow.
Because if you burn out and you can't help, then there's no one to do anything.
I know. I've been told that.
Yeah, I think that it's definitely a stepping into stillness thing.
Mhm. Thank you very much. That was so cool. You guys know me like just from the cards.
I know, it's cool.
So this
Very
the
cool.
stepping into stillness card also has a moon on it. So I
Mhm.
also got other cards here about your intuition. So tap into that, okay? And the fears, ask Archangel Michael to come and clear some of those fears.
Yeah.
Because you're living in fear right now.
Mhm.
And that's contributing to how you're feeling, and it's taking away it's sapping your energy. Okay, so ask Michael to ignite your courage so you can jump over those obstacles. And divine healer, call him in.
Mhm.
Jesus, the divine healer.
Mhm.
And then you've got these three, because you are headed to an ascension. Okay, this is Serapis Bay, it's about ascension. Listen to your intuitive feelings, right?
Mhm.
Ascension is like, that's when you start that, you get that dark night of the soul kind of thing going on. That's usually how you start your ascension.
How do you
Okay?
spell ascension?
Ascension, ASCENSION. It just means you're raising your vibration. You're starting to raise your vibration. You're starting to become more intuitive, like what Michelle was saying. Okay. And your consciousness is expanding. And as you start to do that, you may notice some changes and stuff happening that I actually felt like when you were talking about the aches and pains, Michelle, I felt like some of it is this expansion that she's experiencing, is she's just feeling that in her body as well. So you need to do extra self-care when you're going through that. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
You're
it's an
welcome.
oxygen mask first before you help others. And this is the first step. You're giving yourself an hour here. This is self-care. You're learning so much tonight, right? Just joining us.
The email invite, every device I was going to, it kept popping up and I didn't know why.
You need to come.
Awesome.
Good. Spread the word. We'd love to have more people. And this is a tribe. This is a really wonderful place to come and share and learn. And thank you, Renata said too, to listen to ocean sounds and meditate even for 5 minutes. That's
Yeah.
great advice too. Thank you.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, ladies, Tanys and Michelle. Again, please listen to their show before this show. Contact them for readings. Oh, Tanys, I just took a class from her Twillo Lifestyle Academy with a coach, Dr. Karen. I'm sorry, I don't remember her last name.
Karen Stillman, Dr.
Yes,
Karen Stillman.
which
Yeah.
was great. And I'm looking forward to hopefully this Saturday doing a class as well on Reiki. So that will be fun. So everyone join in for all of those things and join us again next week. And everyone have a good night. Bye,
That's
everybody.